Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Do a Thing. Today, for our budget-friendly meal, we're gonna go ahead and do something called a Japanese-style croquette. I got this recipe from the new book that I bought, The Walk by Kenji Lopez Alt. I highly suggest you all take a look at it. It's a great book. Oh, so good. So many great cooking tips in there. This is gonna be slightly different. It's not really gonna be Japanese-style influence other than some panko breadcrumbs and things like that, but a lot of budget-friendly things are gonna go in here. Let's go ahead and get set up and I'll show you all the ingredients. Okay, so this is our ingredients. What I've got here is a couple of regular just pork bratwurst, a couple of scallions, and I use these a lot in budget meals, and that's just because they're really cheap right now, and you can use the bottom half for onions. They're a little bit tougher, and then the top just, you don't really have to cook, you can just add them at the last minute. And garlic, couple of jalapenos. I got this cheese on sale. It's a pepper jack cheese. It was about $1.50. I have a bunch of leftover mashed potatoes here from another meal. If you had to buy these fresh, again, go and buy baking potatoes. You can get about a pound of baking potatoes for 99 cents, at least where I am. You get more bang for your buck in that rather than getting one of those. Well, you get immediate bang for your buck rather than buying a 10-pound bag. Honestly, the better buy is a 10-pound bag, but we do what we can with the budget we've got. If you've only got $10 at hand, well, here we go. So I've also got some panko breadcrumbs that I bought, flour, and eggs. And we're gonna do a breading style as well, and we're gonna deep fry these when it's all said and done. But for now, I'm gonna prep all these, get this all cut up, and we'll start cooking everything. Okay everyone, so you can see that I've gone ahead and prepped all of our ingredients here. We're gonna go ahead and turn our fire on. Get this nice and hot. Now, this is a really affordable way to do minced meat if A, you can't do it yourself, or B, you can't find it. Like these little sausages, all I did was split the casing, pull out all the ground meat, and I got these on sale for $2.50, and I think it was a little over a pound of ground mince here. So that's a really good deal. Just keep that in mind, and sometimes if you're on a real budget, you can get spiced ones or flavored ones to add a little bit of, zest to your meal. So definitely keep that in mind. We're gonna just go add this to our skillet here. Make sure you get any excess skin off. And we're just gonna sear this off and break it up as we go. All right, so we've just been letting this sear, cook, and just chopping it as we go. We're leaving all that fat in there to help with the flavoring of the potatoes. It looks pretty good. Well, it's nice and brown now, as you can see. It's looking good. What we're gonna do is go ahead and add in the white parts of our scallions here. Make sure all those delicious guys get in there. Our diced up jalapenos. Stir this around. Give this just a couple seconds. Ooh, that's a lot of flavor smell right there. Give that a couple minutes. Not even a couple minutes, probably closer to 60 seconds. Make sure you get every scrap of goodness in there. I'm gonna hit this with some black pepper. Not a lot because we have pepper jack cheese, but some. Little pinch of salt because our sausage already has some in there as well as our mashed potatoes. So we don't want to over season this. Let this all go translucent. So we're gonna go ahead and add our garlic in. This is 4 cloves of garlic that I minced up. We're trying to maximize flavor for budget here. Mix this in, let it cook for about another 30 seconds or so. Oh my God, this smells so good. Oh, can't wait. All right, I'm gonna pull this off the heat. I'm gonna let this carry over cooking while we get our potatoes ready. Okay, so we've got our cold potatoes here. Again, these are leftover mashed potatoes. We're gonna go ahead and add, this is 8 ounces of pepper jack cheese. Again, I just bought this on sale because, why not? Cheese and potatoes, let's go. I'm gonna mix this in roughly, not too much. I'm not worried about it just yet because I'm gonna have to mix in everything else. Get it a head start though. So I do want this cheese pretty evenly dispersed. There we go. Can't even tell, can you? Except for that bit. We're gonna add a little bit of the delicate part of our greens. We're not gonna add all of these because there's still quite a bit of scallion in there, maybe about half. Get a quick toss in there. There we go. And then we're gonna add all of our cooked mixture here. It's still pretty warm. You can let it cool, but I'm impatient and I'm hungry. This is gonna make a lot. So now we're gonna mix this all together. And you want this to form some kind of a rough paste. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna let this sit and cool down for a minute. Okay, so we've got our penne station here. We've got some flour, a couple eggs, and some panko breadcrumbs. We've got our mixture here. If this is too wet, they suggest, or he suggests, adding some potato starch or instant mashed potatoes. Same, it'll help thicken this up quite a bit for you to be able to work with these. I'm just gonna go ahead. Ours could be a little drier. It's still a little wet. Let's see if this holds together. I'm gonna make mine a little tall, a little fat. Shape these. We're gonna put them in flour. This is just gonna help our egg mixture stick to them a little better. Dust off any excess flour. We're gonna put this in water. Try to keep one hand wet, one hand dry. I mean, egg mixture, not water. Let any of that excess come off. All right, put that in the panko and just push the panko on top of it. All around it, make sure it sits right. And then pull it out. Set this aside because it's ready for frying. We're gonna go ahead and do the rest of these. I'm just gonna make a ton, so I probably won't do them all on camera, but this would make, I would say, close to 10 of these patties, easy. More than enough for 4 people. This is gonna be dense. So we'll continue breading, we'll be back. Okay, so we've had our patties formed, our croquettes formed. You can make them in whatever shape you want. This is just easier for me. I've got a deep fryer here just because I've had it, it's easy. However, I did put the oil in this, so I think it was about $2.50 for oil, at least enough to submerge these. So if you don't have one of these, you can easily do this in just a pot. Don't be scared of the oil. Make sure it gets up to about 350 and just take your time with it, okay? It's gonna be all right. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got a beautiful crusted patty right here. We're going to take it, lower it in the oil slowly, and push it away from ourselves. We're gonna let this set. Don't touch it for a second. We're gonna let all the exterior harden so we can move it around easily. All those pops that you're hearing are little bits of moisture and probably, realistically, little bits of our cheese that are bleeding through the exterior and popping as it hits the hot oil. Nothing to worry about. We're going to move this around slightly now that it's set. I'll show you. Nice and set, just lightly golden, but we're gonna keep it in there. We're gonna move the oil, make sure it stays hot. Oh, this is gonna be so good. And in all fairness, I did already do 2 of them off camera just to make sure that everything on the batter was good, everything tasted right. Always taste your food before you serve it. That way you know if you need to add seasoning, pepper, anything that you have in your cabinets as well. I'd probably hit this with a little bit of chipotle. You could do just a whole myriad of different seasonings, such as smoked paprika. I like kind of a more savory with this. You could do a whole nother set of ingredients, such as thyme, and you could do little bits of meat in there, like chicken. You could do peas and carrots, onion, do kind of like a dumpling style thing with potatoes. That would be really good, actually. Top it with some gravy. Ooh. Wait, you know what, never mind. I'm gonna make that into a separate video. Don't even worry about it. All right. Let's see. Look at how gold that's coming. That's looking real good. Just a couple more seconds on this. By the way, it's midsummer here. And cooking over a deep fryer is awful. So if I look a little glistening, it's because I'm devilishly handsome. 'Tis my burden. Okay, so this is looking really nice and golden. We're gonna hold this against the side, let it drain off a little bit. Let some of that extra oil out. Okay. We're gonna set this aside right here. Always season your food afterwards. The pinch of salt. Perfect. We're gonna fry the rest of these and we'll be back. Okay, and after frying, here are our nice little croquettes. I say little, they're pretty big size. We have 7 croquettes here. This recipe made 11, so really you could stretch it to 12. I've made just a simple little chipotle mayo dip right here. It's mayonnaise, chipotle, a little bit of lime juice. Pretty easy to go. You can use anything you want. You can use ketchup if you want. You can use barbecue sauce. I know that in the book he used okonomiyaki, which check out our other video. We have a recipe on how to make that sauce. Now this is just inspired from that recipe, okay? This is my own take on ingredients that I could get for under $10, do this whole thing for you to feed a bunch of people, make them all satisfied, and make really good food, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I've already had this and it's really tasty. I'm a huge fan. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, give this video a like, share it to all your friends, and until next time, go do a thing.